Welcome back. You still tuned in into Salam Media. You can give us a call 01168000355 to give us your thoughts and insights on the show. You can contribute in whatever way. Your comments are welcomed, or you can send us a WhatsApp or a WhatsApp voice note on 061 766 0355, or follow us on all social media platforms on hashtag Salam Media. We're going to be talking to Itani Rasalanavho, who's embarking on an incredible journey, walking from Soweto to Durban to raise funds for medical care for children in Gaza. This inspiring initiative demonstrates a deep commitment to making a positive impact on the lives of those in need. As Itani kicks off his long walk from Hector Peterson Museum in Soweto on Thursday, January 25th, and continues to create awareness along Sunday Drive on Friday, January 26th. We'll delve into some of the motivations, challenges, and goals behind this unique endeavor. We have Itani on the line. Good morning, Itani. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you to you and the listener.
Thank you. Or should I say Ndaba? I mean.
yes, it is. yes, it is great and may lie on the right way.
All right, I think let's jump right into it. You're known to be, an avid activist for Palestine, but I'm sure for a walk like this, there must have been that moment of reckoning, that light bulb moment that says, I need to do a bit more. Do you mind sharing with us what that moment was? That prompted you to take the step.
Thank you very much. It has always been part of, if I can say, part of my life to be to volunteer for the cause of Palestine. But however, with the level of aggression that has been taking place in Gaza today, it is something that we had never witnessed. It is something that the world at large last witnessed something close to this in Bosnia. And we thought it would have been the end of it. Somewhere, somehow, we believe that the fact that it has been documented, the genocide convention has been ratified and such, that something of this nature would never happen. Upon it happening and continuing without the world saying much, note that this happened as exactly a year and a half after the Russia and Ukraine war started. The world was up in arms, screaming in defense of Ukraine. It was never the case with the Palestinians. So I felt that there was a need to do extra and push extra and even more. And they've been communicated with Palestinians that are in Gaza and realized how bad things are. I felt that we needed to do an extra work and put in an extra effort. And I felt that this is going to touch many people and is going to spark more discussions, and therefore is going to spark even more action. Moreover, it is even more grateful. I'm even more grateful that today the South African government supported the issue of taking Israel to the International Court of Justice. It adds more value to that. It adds more value to what we are doing. It affirms that I'm not on the wrong, or I'm not on the wrong track. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right side of history.
No, definitely. And I think, your starting point, the starting point of your walk holds so much significance, I think, to the South African people and the struggle that was ours. What message were you trying to convey? Was it deliberate to start at the Hector Peterson Museum in Soweto?
Very much so. It was very much deliberate because immediately when you speak of Hector Peterson, we are speaking of a scholar, a young child who was at the age of 13 shot by soldiers who were shooting everyone and anyone indiscriminately, and especially the young ones. The target was the children. And if you look at today, there's always been aggressions against Gaza. Not always, but every time there's an aggression almost every 2 years. We have had terrible aggressions. One of them was in 2014. But we have never seen an instance where more than 70% of the victims are the children and the women, just as it was on June 16. So the significance is very much relevant. We looked at it and realized that this is very much relevant, and is going to send a message to say that we are speaking of all the same occurrences, and they continue to happen.
Mm. I think in 2016 you spent some time in Palestine. You visited some parts of Israel as well. We don't have much time, but in a nutshell, I think when you speak to someone who's been to Palestine, you always want to get that first-hand experience of what is the lived experience of the people of Gaza. Just in a nutshell, how was it for you? I know it was back in 2016, and things are probably way different now. For the worse. But for you, in 2016, when you spent your time there, how did you find it?
The first occasion was in 2014 during the aggression in Gaza, wherein 700,000 children were killed. It was mixed emotions, if I can say, my brother, because you find the best treatment. I've spent time around different people in the world, but I've hardly been treated so nice than I have amongst Palestinians. At first, you think they are pretending, but you realize as time goes on that this is them. They are loving
Mm,
people. Yet they are facing this aggression. Then you realize that maybe the enemy took advantage, the oppressor took advantage of this sweetness in them. It became so aggressive. And further, I feel that the aggression has become worse today. I was speaking to some Palestinians when I was in Hebron. There were no city dwellers at all in Hebron. But of late, case is that there are a few families that cannot manage. There are few that are living in the street, and it's not drug dealers. It's people that are in dire need of assistance, and this assistance is not reaching them. It has become worse, even worse. It was bad then, and it has now become even worse with COVID playing a massive role because it deprived a lot of people from entering and exiting all parts of the world. And remember, I was in the West Bank as a human rights observer. By just having international presence, it reduced the aggression and the violence from the settlers and the soldiers. So during COVID, this was lesser, and it has remained the case up to date. It has become even more difficult to enter into Palestine because they've realized that there is a negative impact in their agenda when they are international.
mm, mm, mm. I want you to shed a bit of light on the picket along Sunton Drive outside the U.S. consulate on Friday. Being part of your starting point to Durban. How did that come about?
The Sentin route, it was one of the programs it was just one of the route, was one of the cities or towns on the route to Durban. However, the activists around Sentin felt that we need to intensify the call to change the street to Leila Khalid Avenue, of which
Mm,
it is a resolution of the council. Just that it is the council itself is dragging legs. We need to push it in ensuring that this happens. We feel that as part of the campaign to advance the Palestinian cause, it is important that we show solidarity not just in words but in action. Let us all gather in Sentin and ensure that we send the message to the city, to the U.S. consulate and the Israeli regime that we have got a situation here. We have to deal with this situation. We have to change it because we cannot allow ourselves to be in a situation where we speak one thing and do the other. We should be
mm.
speaking and talking and walking the talk.
Mm, mm. And just lastly, let's get into the nitty gritties of it now. You're working from Soweto to Durban to raise funds. How are you planning, excuse me, to raise these funds? Where are the funds going, and how can people contribute?
On the posters, there is an account that of the Palestinian Solidarity Alliance. Through the Palestinian Solidarity Alliance, we have created links with the organizations have been working with different organizations, including the Gift of the Givers, that have got program with today as we are speaking. Yesterday they launched solar panels in the south of Gaza. We've got a link with them and different Alim Dad and other organizations that have got roots in Gaza. So the plan is to raise funds through the PSA as well as through a Just Giving account, of which I've been sharing it on my Facebook page, Sheikh Itan Abu Samra. Um, so those are the two platforms where we can contribute. So during these walks, we will have leaflets that will distribute that will have further information as to how one can contribute. We will have gatherings in different spaces. In those particular gatherings, you can engage with those of the People Against Oppression, Palestinian Solidarity Alliance, and ourselves that are part of the program as to how one can contribute. especially for those that are not privy of technology. There are those that will want us to share the information in paper, you see, or verbally.
All right. And just before I let you go, walking from the south of Joburg to Durban is no easy feat. How have you prepared for it? What are the challenges that you foresee coming along? Are you fit enough to walk all through to the coast of the country?
So my mother was born in Alexander. The first person to come to Alexander from my family was my grandfather. He walked from Venda to Alexander. Psychologically, it prepared me to say, if my father could do this in 4 days, I've got 10 days in a democratic state with protection and support. He was doing this on his own in an apartheid regime. So my conditions are much better than his. Preparations, I've been getting myself ready. This morning, I've done 13 kilometers early in the morning. I'm going to do some more in the evening. So I physically prepared myself. The few challenges is more psychological and whether this will go smooth. The main challenge that I face psychologically is whether the Zionists and those that are in support of the Zionist regime could try to react against this. We have a number of cases where people are in court. A lawyer sprayed paint on cars in Johannesburg and places like that. So that is one challenge, and the other challenge is just the unknown. It's just the unknown. You don't know what to expect apart from what I mentioned. So that is it. But I anticipated that, and I prepared myself psychologically that it could get worse than what I thought. But fact of the matter is, this has to happen. There are people who are walking for kilometers from the north of Gaza City to Rafah and back to the Gaza City, fearing bullets, fearing explosions, fearing arrests. Because since 7 October, more than 2,000 Palestinians have been arrested, just simply in a space where they cannot. I have got the right to movement, so I prepared myself psychologically and ready for any challenge.
No, thank you so much, Itani. I think here at Salam Media will be catching up with you as you reach, these different landmarks that you've set out on the 25th of Jan. I'm sure we'll be with you in Soweto, 26th Marlborough. I'm sure we'll be there. And then on the 1st, Lady Smith will give you a call. On the 2nd, you're going to be in Escort. And then on the 3rd, you're going to be in Pietermaritzburg. And on the 4th of February, you'll be making your way to Durban. Hopefully, the people of Durban come out in numbers to support you and, give you all kinds of assistance. But I thank you so much for joining us here on Salam Media. And we'll sure to catch up with you as you embark on this really brave journey.
Thank you very much. And somebody needs to commend Salam Media for the great work that it has done in the media space and humanitarian relief. You are one of the best nations and one of the best entities that we have in the country. You are a blessing. May Allah continue to bless you.
Amin. Thank you so much. And if you wanna, donate and be part of Itani's long walk for Gaza, you can donate on the Palestinian Solidarity Alliance. The bank is ABSA, branch is Lenasia. Account number is 4070101666. I'll repeat. The account number is 4070101666. The bank is ABSA branch Lenasia, and the reference is LWG plus your surname, and you can be part of in a meaningful way to actively support the people of Gaza, specifically the children who are most affected by the besiegement by the Israeli occupying forces. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be taking the news with Zaid Jedward after this.